What's going on, Aries? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be your reading for the week of August 28th through September 3rd, 2023. So in this reading, Aries, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy for the upcoming week. We're going to take a look at some things you do not see coming. We're also going to get some advice from your angels and spirit guides and so much more regarding the upcoming week, Aries. But before we begin this reading, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me, Aries, as we go through this reading. And I really do appreciate you for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading happens to resonate with you, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. I would also really appreciate that over here, Aries. But without further ado, let's go ahead and pull the energy and see what wants to come through for August 28th through September 3rd. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Aries. Let's go ahead and see what we got going on here for you, Aries. Oh, damn. All right, Aries, very good stuff that you have here for the most part. So before we get into the tarot, let's go ahead and start this reading off with some messages from the universe for you, some oracle cards. And the first message from the universe for you regarding this upcoming week is actually shadows here. All right, so the universe is asking you to be aware of your own shadow for the 28th of August to the 3rd of September. So doing a little bit of shadow work for sure. I actually feel that you can do this in a harmonious way. For the most part, you know, there could be some sort of bump in the road or some sort of drama that you're involved in. Someone could call out your own shadow as well, and you could be very resistant to it. Almost a few people as well. And I get a few people calling out your shadow, and whenever that happens and they're calling out the same one, it may be something for you to actually look at here, Aries. Like when we think of what is the shadow side of Aries in general, being stubborn, a little bit arrogant, selfish, all about me. So make sure that you try your best to keep things balanced between you, and like fairness between people is going to be important, because you run the risk of making something not fair and like getting your way, and that doesn't seem to be creating a problem for you. It's just like, is that the person that you want to be? There's just like there's a deep message here about that, Aries. And someone asked me, because shadow, someone asked me a question the other day, and they were like, Mystic, like, are you a good guy that's trying to be bad when it comes to the shadow, or your shadow, or are you a bad guy that's trying to be good? And when I sat there and I thought about that, I honestly feel that human beings are inherently sinful. You know, if you view yourself as good, it's more dangerous. You should start with the presumption that you are a human. You have sin encoded within you, you know, the biological survival mechanism. But from the other perspective, there's a higher order to good and bad. And awakened people don't think of it, am I a good person or am I a bad person? That doesn't exist. There's only good and bad behaviors, not good and bad people, right? And so, in the wise words of William Shakespeare, let me just repeat this to you, Aries, that's some rise by sin, and some by virtue's fall. So depending on your own particular life path, I do feel for some of you, tapping into the healthy version of the shadow of Aries, of maybe being competitive or maybe in some sort of way putting yourself first, is actually what you need to do. I do actually think that's in alignment for you, and I think it will lead to more people respecting you. But I do think there's a certain way in which that you need to do it that's going to be beneficial for all people, because this is not necessarily one of these readings that the universe is telling you to be a little goody two-shoes, or think I'm a good person, I'm a bad person. There's a higher order to that. But if you are going to think about it in that terms, then I would start with the presumption that you are flawed, that you are bad, even though you're not. Because if you go from the other way and you just think you're good all the time, people who cannot recognize their own badness within themselves, they have a blind spot. And some of the people that did the worst heinous crimes in this whole entire existence were all under the presumption that I'm a good person for doing this horrible thing. So I would start with the presumption that you're a sinner. But remember, some by virtues fall and others rise by sin. And there is something here about you rising by sin. And it's a sin that's not literally a sin, but just what society would label as sin. Right, Aries, you got a little status, you can start living a little differently. So I don't know, shadow, be aware of your shadow. How am I talking about that for so long? Whatever. Now, the next energy you need to be aware of is divine order. Divine order. So this is like, do not be afraid, Aries. Our fate cannot be taken from us. It is a gift. And so there's something going on with your fate, divine order here. And I really do feel like it's you tapping into that in some sort of way. If you try to repress, deny, and disown the aspect of Aries that is within you in some sort of way, it's going to come back into more to bite you, come through the back door. So it's like making your shadow conscious and maybe letting people know about it. Like that's something that I've had to do in my life, is just be more upfront with people and just be like, this is what I want, this is what I need, this is who I am, and you're on the mystic train, and let's see where it goes. And it's like people can take it or leave it at that point, but if you try to, just don't try to manipulate, okay? Then you also have revelation. The last energy here, Aries, is actually revelation. And a revelation, just the classic definition of that, is a previously unknown fact that is made known to you in some sort of dramatic way. That's like a revelation, right? So that's what you need more of. And definitely with your opportunity to get right into the tarot now, your opportunity is the hermit. And so your opportunity is to uncover some sort of revelation. And I do feel that for you, it is all about the middle way. It is about changing something, especially when it has to do with other people, and the way that you related to them in the past is changing. And I'm going to make sense of it, okay, Aries? I'm going to make sense of it. But the hermit is your opportunity for the 28th of August to the 3rd of September. But it's not something that you're going to be sitting alone and doing. You're going to have to be reflecting on your shadow by getting a reflection from other people. That's what I get. So this is not going to be something, for most of you, you're not going to be doing this alone. You will be connecting with people in some sort of dating sense. And there's some sort of thing that you will rise by your own sin. What other people call a sin because of their conditioning is a natural part of the Aries within you. And there's something here that's going to make you very happy long term if you can own that. And I'll show you what that is, okay? And so, in a moment. Your challenge is the Knight of Pentacles. And there's something coming into your life that's going to uproot you, that's not going to feel very stable. Your challenge is you're not feeling very stable, slow, reliable, steady. The Knight of Pentacles is someone who has a long-term goal. They're very slow, methodical in their approach. They're very grounded. If someone asks the Knight of Pentacles, hey, you want to go party? You want to go have this fun time? They're going to say no. I am measured. Maybe I'll do that once or twice a year, but that's it. So for some of you, there is a blockage when it comes to your career goals because there's a lot of shadows being revealed to you about your interpersonal life. I'm going to be honest. For some of you, you will feel, and even if it's minor, that your career or the ability to make money is somehow just average. Like things are, I'm not getting there's a real blockage. It's just like things are not improving because you have this deep shadow, a revelation about your own shadow coming up. But it's going to be through other people. And remember I told you about if multiple people are telling you the same thing about your shadow, multiple people, they don't even know each other, then maybe listen. Because when Aries, and we're going to clarify that, but when it comes to, and once again, there's something here about you feeling ungrounded. The Knight of Pentacles in your challenge is reality is not very visible. It's not very stable. It's not something you can grasp. Like there's a lot of change going on here. And when it comes to your overall general energy here, Aries, you have the Six of Pentacles, you have the Five of Wands, and you have the Six of Cups. And so what this tells me, these are there are no major arcana cards here, which means the overall general energy, the overall vibe to the 28th to the 3rd of August, or the 28th of August to the 3rd of September, will seem kind of mundane. It will seem like things are happening with you and people. These are basic human events, but there's some sort of basic human event that potentially has to do with even, give, and exchange, giving and receiving, competitiveness, training yourself, and thinking about your past or your roots or who you really are. That is all coming up for you in some sort of way, but it's something deep is being triggered through the mundane, right? So it may not be that crazy for other people, but for you it will be. I do feel like it will be crazy for other people. So in some sort of way, Aries, I really feel like this is you balancing out your competitive, once again, maybe some of the shadow side of that Aries, and really tapping into it in a positive way. For the longest time in my life, I stifled my own competitive nature because of one memory that happened. I can tell you it so clearly. Have you ever played tag as a little kid? You're playing tag, like tag, you're it, the other person has to run away. I was basically playing tag with my friends in the backyard, and there was this one girl, and I was like the fastest kid there. My Mercury is 29 degrees of Aries, which means speed is my thing in this life. And I was really faster than the other kids. I was like running around, no one could tag me. And there was this one little girl who was like, if you don't slow your competitiveness down and stop dominating, then you're gonna hurt someone. And I was like, hurt someone? Yo, I'll see everything coming. I didn't know it at the time. My spirit animal is the eagle. I see everything. So I thought. But basically, I almost knocked this girl out. I ran so fast, a head-on collision into this girl. And from that, and before I ran into her, she said, hey, you better slow down, you're gonna hurt someone. From that moment on, I stifled my own competitive energy. And I always had an approach that, and I can like feel the trauma coming up, so I appreciate you holding space, but I promise it's because it's relevant for you. There was my whole life up until I was like out of high school, I stifled my own competitive nature. And so that's not healthy though, right? So there could be a memory that is brought up. The Six of Cups has to do with your home roots, a past person, competitiveness with a past person. And so there's something about healthily integrating your Aries qualities, but it will happen through people and potentially through the person you're dating or married to. And I really feel like you're going to find the balance, by the way. Whoever that you are committed to right now, Aries, it seems to me like there is the ability for you to move forward with this person, whether you're just talking to them right now or whether I really find there's a happy medium that you're going to find when it comes to balancing the own shadow, a revelation about your own shadow as an Aries and your own divine order, walking the path that you were meant to walk as an Aries, because you chose Aries as your zodiac sign, whether it be your sun, moon, rising, or any other placement for a reason. You're going to be walking where you're walking, but you need to do this correctly. The reason why I'm saying it's so good and you're going to find this happy medium is because, wow, Aries, it seems like you can have your cake and eat it too. When it comes to what you don't see coming, you have the 10 of Cups, you have the 10 of Pentacles, and you also have the Queen of Wands. And this is you or it's someone that you're connecting to here, Aries. I feel like whoever you're working with in a partnership, in love, at least for this week, you find some sort of solution where instead of being competitive, you can actually be collaborative, but you can still be competitive. You know what I mean? Like if you don't want to be like a little competitive, like I'll just be turned off. Like me, I told you last time, Venus and Aries, like I like a little healthy, like bitchy attitude. I get off on it. So like that's like a necessity. And like a lot of times, like if I tell someone that's what I like, they're like, wait, what? Like they just don't understand. So something with that with you. And I feel like this is going on. For some of you, this could be going on in a career sense for sure, like balancing just the perfect middle way. But for most of you, this has to do with your own love situation, your own sexual situation. And even if you're old, I don't care. You're 80 years old watching this reading. Age is just a number. You can do anything you want right now. And there's a reason that you're listening to this if you are in that case right now. Because I just feel like some people, they listen to this and they're like, that's too crazy. That's not for me. Oh, I wish I, saw this reading when I was like 20. It's like, yo, trust me, divine order is happening, okay? And then when it comes to your advice from Spirit, you have the Hierophant, you have the Knight of Wands, and you also have the Hanged Man. And so there is some sort of commitment when it comes to exciting commitment that you look at from it. This is perspective. This is the advice Spirit has for you. And it's telling you to look at commitment from a different angle, perhaps surrendering your commitment. And I do want to say this, and I don't want to say this like for all of you, because all of us as Aries have different values, and that's fine. But I have to say what I'm getting. There is something here about more of a laissez-faire approach in your love life, potentially as a middle solution, i.e., you and your partner exploring things that you never have together, or being more open to some sort of open, because the thing that Spirit is advising you is still commitment, freedom, and looking at it from a different perspective. So for some of you, this will manifest as simply as, instead of being codependent, you're going to be interdependent. Instead of not independent, but interdependent, a little more space between you and your partner, or the ability to express one's needs and be accepted. For others of you, it's going to look like open relationship. It's going to look at like other crazy things as an Aries. So yeah, I feel like whoever it's very interesting. So but I just get happiness. I actually like this reading is very solution oriented. It's very there's a lot of happiness and long-term stability coming in for you. Something that you felt like you may have not been able to ever resolve is now going to resolve through an experience as well. There's some sort of thing about freedom versus commitment and finding a compromise for that, especially in your dating life, love life, but even in your business life. So I don't know, Aries, let's go ahead and see what wants to come through. So let's clarify where the Hermit is your opportunity. That's clearly the revelation and the shadow. You know, the energy you need to sit with is shadow, divine order, and revelation. Your opportunity is Hermit. So why is the Hermit here, please, for Aries? Let's see. Well, the Ten of Pentacles is here again. Okay, yeah, this is really good, Aries. This is you reevaluating your long-term goals and your own freedom and how love is involved in that. The Hermit is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles, the Six of Cups. Ten of Pentacles is in what you don't see coming. Six of Cups is in your overall general energy. You have the Nine of Pentacles having to do with independence. You have the King of Cups having to do with love. And so these themes are clearly still here. You have the Magician having to do with potential. You have the Eight of Swords here. And you also have the Ace of Cups. So there's some sort of expansion in your love life. If you're single, then if you're a single Aries, then I feel like there's just something about meeting someone that you're just compatible with. But for most of you out there, I feel like there's someone in the past that you've been talking to that's you're gonna make this work with, or you're talking to right now, or something you're in a committed relationship. Like there's something about working it through with someone. But if you're a single Aries, this is about confronting your shadow, owning I need something. I have to honor what I need. If you don't meet your needs, it's impossible to live a happy life if you don't meet your needs. But most of the time, our own needs are scary because of social conditioning, right? And it's just a joke because, you know, whatever society you grow up in will determine what you value. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. There's a lot going on here, but it's like you're really moving in the right direction. There's nothing here that I'm like very like Aries, oh my God, like you better look at this or better watch out. This is an enhancement reading, really is what it is. Like your life is being enhanced in some sort of way. So let's go ahead and clarify why the Five of Wands is here. Once again, the Five of Wands could have to, it has to do with competition, training yourself, a little bit of competitiveness, play fighting, you know what I mean? So that can be good for an Aries, to be honest. I don't view the Five of Wands, especially if it's surrounded by harmonious cards, which it is. Six of Cups, Six of Pentacles. The number 6 has to do with family as well, home life. So something to do, and 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. There's something with your emotions combining. There's also something here, the more comfortable that you are, like almost, even if it's just with whatever it is, like with your partner, like the more erotically comfortable you are in your home environment, the more money you're going to make. There really is something here about that. Like the more comfortable you are in a home setting, or just even in your own home within your own energy field, the more things are going to go really good for you, because it's that, once again, the divine order. So let's see why the Five of Wands is here for you, Aries, in your overall general energy. This is a big one. Yo, something's going to make you real happy here. 10 of Cups. It might bring problems, though. for sure. But I feel like it's workable. Definitely workable energy. That's good. Why is the 5 of Wands here? The 5 of Wands in your overall general energy is clarified by the 10 of Cups, the Moon, and also the 5 of Cups. Okay, so here it is. This is definitely, I don't know if this is you. For some of you, roles can be reversed, and there could be someone you're on the other end of the spectrum. Roles can be reversed. But the 5 of Wands is clarified by the 10 of Cups here. The 10 of Cups is in what you don't see coming, but then it's the Moon and the 5 of Cups. There's something that you need to do that you don't know if it's really going to make you happy, but you need to find out. For some of you, this is someone that, especially if you have an existing partner, someone could be a little bit upset. Like there's a change. The 5 has to do with change, Aries. Change is coming your way. And the 5 of Cups clarifying the 5 of Wands. That's change. The Moon card has to do with the feminine, the unknown, a little bit weird. And then the 10 of Cups is here. So I do get an imbalance, where something could be making you happy or your partner happy more than the other person. And if you're a single Aries, then there's just something here that you have to do that you've been maybe repressing a shadow for a while. You need to let it out in a conscious way that may make you feel a little bit sad, because trust me, when I was coming out of a phase of repression, denial of my own Aries way, like I told you that story of what happened, picture like 20 more stories like that, it all combines to make me repressed. When I started actually just being like, no, screw that, like I need to find out if this is me or not, like in any sort of way, business, sexual, family, whatever it is, like you think that feels good? Usually it does, but at first it might feel bad because your wires are crossed or something. So I feel like if you have an existing partner, this could be, or roles can be reversed. For some of you, there could be an expansion that's needed in your partner. So you have to know who you are. But I feel like it's rough patches that you're working through, but ultimately it will end up good. Because in what you don't see coming is the 10 of Cups. In your overall general energy is the 10 of Cups, albeit by the 5 of Wands. There's something about, as well, a struggle that makes you closer. It's like almost like there's a frequency here that's like a little bit demented as well. There's something about like you being open with the partner that you have or the future partner that you will meet that maybe is not in your life right now, but I see that coming in for you eventually. If you're single, maybe not this week, but this is all building so that you manifest the right partner with the right energy. There's something here about a situation that you would think is going to separate you from your own soul or separate you from the lover that you desire is actually going to bring you closer. So, yeah. Let's see what the 6 of Pentacles is here in your overall general energy, right? Because yeah. Why is the 6 of Pentacles here in your overall general energy for Aries? Queen of Cups, yo. The 6 of the 6 of Pentacles is clarified by the Queen of Cups, the Emperor, and also the Hierophant. This is absolute love and commitment. This is some sort of new tradition that you may be implementing into your life. This is a little bit impersonal. The Emperor here and the Queen of Cups. There could be something, this is not going to be for all of you, obviously, but there could be something about the integration of your own Aries shadow, about making something impersonal that could make love flow easier. So like you use your imagination for that, but there's something about making it impersonal. Like whatever you need to do, make it impersonal, because the Hierophant it's in your advice, it's in your overall general, it has to do with some sort of impersonal guidance, but it's more so stemming from commitment. Whether you're single, I feel like you're going to find someone who really gets you for you, or if you're in a love situation, like it's going to go good here. I think you know what I'm saying. Let's clarify what the Queen of Wands is here and what you don't see coming. Because I feel like this is you being very happy, actually. So let's see. I feel like this is you, but let's see. It could be another fire sign. All right, well, that's interesting. Yeah, there's still questions. Like whatever goes down this week, there's still gonna be a little bit of lack of clarity. The Queen of Wands is clarified by the Sun in reverse, the Eight of Cups, and the Six of Wands upright. I get this is good for you, but someone else is feeling very unclear. It could be the person you're dealing with. I just don't get anything bad for you. Once again, there's a subtle adjustment that leads to victory for you. The Eight of Cups is all about walking away from some sort of emotional state that's not satisfying you. You're in the search of your 10th and your 9th cup. You have the 10th cup here. It's also clarifying the Five of Wands. So I get you're sitting pretty, but the Sun in reverse, and then you also have the Moon when it comes to this. I just feel like someone else is maybe, once again, calling you out about your shadow, but then you meeting them halfway and compromising, really. So someone could be like salty for a period of time as a result of whatever happens here, whatever new agreement is made, whatever new decision is made, whatever new thing comes to light with a revelation, whatever you need to address with someone here or with yourself. A lot of you are single Aries. This is all happening within you so that then you're set up for the next person. But let's just get the advice, right? Let's clarify why the Hanged Man is here. What are you meant to surrender to, or look at it from a different perspective? Let's see. No. Let's do the Hierophant first, because the Six of Pentacles is clarified by the Queen of Cups, the Emperor, and the Hierophant. That's highly harmonious. Why is the Hierophant here for Aries? And the advice. Once again, something about impersonality could help you. Something about commitment is good for you right now in some sort of new way, perhaps. Let's see. What? Okay, well now this is weird. The Hierophant is clarified by the Ace of Wands. Some sort of new beginning. Could be a little bit sexual or just inspirational. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So this is why you need to make sure that you're compromising, and you need to make sure that it's okay, because there's something here about a missed opportunity. And for some of you, you have to know who you are. And I get this very strongly. If you've been overcommitted to someone and it's bringing you sadness, if you're trying to force something, what's truly meant for you will not feel forced, Aries. Especially for those of you that have been in a commitment for a long time. And looking at the whole spread from that perspective, there's something about a missed opportunity with someone new because you're sticking to the old. And also, you have divine order and you have revelation. This could be a missed soul contract if you stubbornly stick to someone without expanding to someone new. And I'm not saying you have to have a breakup. There just needs to be some sort of there needs to have some new energy come in order to make the commitment work, for those of you that are in a commitment of any type. For those of you that are single here, then just simply not addressing your shadow is going to make you suppressing who you really are is going to make you miss a really big opportunity, Aries. Because this is who you really are. If you're sitting in a room by yourself and someone puts stimulus in front of you, what is it that opens your chakras? What is it that excites you? And if you're sitting in your little room listening to this reading and you know what really excites you, but you don't do it because of what you think about it, what they think about it, it's just not unpractical enough, well, you're going to really miss the highest destiny, because there's always your destiny. Destiny is like a hallway. You're going to be walking down that hallway, but you can skip down it, you can crawl down it, you can run down it, you can open this door, you can open that door. You have free will, but I'm telling you there's a part of your destiny that may be missed if you don't look at something from a different perspective to get expansive, because that's what this is really about. And it's also potentially about surrendering something. So whether it's a complicated reading, but this is the only way I know how to do it. So with that being said, Aries, I appreciate you. I'll talk to you next time. Hold up. What up?
Hello, Aries. Ooh.
All right, I'll talk to you next time.